I didn't think it would be so crazy that brushing my hair is like the greatest act of love to myself. I'm gonna brush my hair because I matter too. That sounds so silly, but it's so real.
Hi, this is Monica Packer, and you're listening to About Progress, where we are about progress made practical. What if brushing your hair could be the first domino to building a new life for yourself? One where you are on your own list. In today's coaching call, I speak with a progressor named Amy, a single mom of 5 who has been navigating a complete life reset. From setting routines in a brand new home, to finding time for herself amidst starting school full time, and of course, parenting. Amy is learning to move from survival to stability, one tiny habit at a time. In the past, Amy has been guilty of doing too much too soon and dropping her good intentions. So together, we explore a new way for her to learn to prioritize herself again, beginning with the morning habit of getting ready. This habit may seem so simple, but habits are like that. Something on the outside that seems menial in nature actually speaks to us and supports us in far deeper ways. That became true for Amy in this conversation, starting with learning to brush her hair. You'll hear Amy reference a retreat that I was able to speak at. The retreat was hosted by my friend Rachel Nielsen, and it was for her amazing membership community called Self-Assured Motherhood. In it, I spoke about the major failures of the ways we've been taught habits and what we can do instead. And Amy kindly rose her hand to ask a question, and we worked through some things there to apply what I was teaching. And I bring that up only so you know what we're talking about when she references our conversation and the retreat. This call is for anyone who has ever felt like they were starting from scratch. For some of us, that will include the beginning of a new season, like the school year that we're doing right now. For others, it can be as dramatic and tumultuous even as death or divorce. Regardless, in times of major life change, it's easy to get overwhelmed and quick when we know there is so much that needs to change circumstantially with habits, routines, and systems to make the life changes more conquerable. If you're in that place, let my conversation with Amy serve as your own path forward to build a new way of living life from the ground up, one simple habit at a time. That conversation is coming up after a quick break for our sponsors. Have you seen this social media series called Empties, where people share about which beauty products they have used in their entirety, leaving the containers empty? Well, one of my most recent empties is the Tighten and Lift Neck Cream by Go Pure Beauty. We spend so much time and energy investing on good skincare for our face, but what about the neck? If you're like me and you basically forgot about your neck for forever, then I highly recommend the Tighten and Lift Neck Cream. I have used it each morning and night until my container is completely empty, and my neck has felt softer and visibly hydrated, enough so that I'm going to be using my own code to get my replacement jar. Here's the thing. The skin on your neck is thinner, more delicate, and less oily than the skin on your face, which means it needs extra love. Go Pure's Firming Complex targets the unique concerns of the neck while nourishing and strengthening your skin for a more lifted, youthful look. Go Pure Beauty is not just for the face. Their whole line of products are cruelty-free, paraben-free, and sulfate-free, so you know you're giving your skin clean, effective care without the harsh chemicals or compromises. With over 1 million jars sold, this beauty secret is no longer a secret. For a limited time, our listeners get 25% off Go Pure with code PROGRESS at checkout. Just head to gopurebeauty.com, use code PROGRESS, and you're all set. And after you buy, do us a favor. When they ask where you heard about Go Pure, tell them it was from our show. I've been talking about it all summer, but the time is soon approaching for my sign up for my tour to Rome, Italy. If you haven't heard, I'm so honored to be hosting a female foodie signature tour to Rome for just the About Progress community in the fall of 2026. But tickets go on sale this September 9th to a wait list only. Speaking of the wait list, it is really important you get on there. Not only do female foodie tours sell out in minutes, the wait list is going to get exclusive previews and content and other features throughout August. From a preview of our dinner plans and what we're going to be doing in Italy to a Q&A call with Brooke Elison, the founder of Female Foodie. You need to get on the waitlist for those things and to get access to signing up for the tour on September 9th. You can do so by going to aboutprogress.com/Italy. I cannot wait to explore the beauties of Italy and to give you time to and for yourself in this very special way next year, but again, going on sale this fall. Go to aboutprogress.com/Italy. Amy, thank you so much for doing this coaching call with me today.
Hi, thanks, Monica. Thanks for having me on the call.
Can you introduce yourself a little bit to our community?
Yeah, so I am a single mom of 5 kids. I have been divorced for about 4 years. Life has brought a lot of different things that come up through that process. And anyway, so I'm starting my life back over again. I'm to a point where I need to move forward with my life and figure out what's next. So I'm actually going back to school and finishing getting degrees and getting myself stable. And that comes with a lot of different challenges and a lot of different
Sure.
struggles.
So this is going to be your first time like outside of the home after like post divorce?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't really work a whole bunch, really, even in the time that I was married raising kids. Like, I have 5 kids really fast. And, I've been just that stay at home mom.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
So you not
so,
only have the adjustment of going back to school, like you were saying, you have
yeah.
the adjustment on the whole family in terms of everything else, routines,
Yes. Yes.
culture, like times, like all of that. Okay.
Yes. And part of that too is in the mix of all of this, I've recently relocated as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
just finishing up moving.
Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot all at once.
Yeah.
Okay, so of all that, what would be the most helpful for us to talk about today?
I think the most helpful thing is just kind of talking about the routines and structures of like my life and looking forward and kind of coming up with kind of maybe looking at some of the hurdles that I've had in the past and like
Mm,
making them like I know where my weaknesses are. And
yeah,
so I really feel, like, really good about, like, clean slate, new house, like, I get to set it up the way that I want it to be, which is so refreshing to kind of like, I feel like, like, when you just kind of, like, jump into a pool, like, you just cannonball all in. Like,
yeah,
I kind of feel like it's been a lot, but it's like moving to a new place, getting into a new house, like, we're just cannonballing all in. Like, I get to make everything different, everything new. And to some, that might be feel really overwhelming, but, like, for me, this is really, like, a clean slate to be like, "Okay, and so I'm to the point where I've set up all the rooms and we're moved in and now it's time like our physical space has been taken care of and now it's time to like take care of that mental and internal spaces and to kind of help keep like the physical space clean but also just like keep ourselves in sync with this new lifestyle that we're going into.
mhm. Okay, so is this more about now? Is it more about, like, once you're back in school full time? Is that what you're doing?
Um, Partly back in school full time, but I kind of want to do something now.
Got
Like,
it.
I think it's important. I think it needs to adjust, obviously, when we get back into like back to school routines. I think that brings a whole
Sure.
new shift. But I think we need to practice. Like, we have like 2 months till school starts. And I feel like if I don't get some stuff stable and at least foundations built better now, I feel like trying to start new routines, starting new school, and me going back to school all at the same time would be
Got it.
too much to adjust
Mm,
to
mhm.
all at once.
Mm, I think that's very wise. Good
And
job.
so
You're
I'm
already
like,
doing a great job.
I just am like, "We need to pace this out," and I
Huh?
just don't I know from my past experience that trying to do too much at once is just a recipe for failure, and
Mhm.
especially I think what I really wanna focus on is new habits, new neural pathways, like, I have done a lot of growth and personal work up to this point, and so I
Mm,
know what my values are, like, I know my strengths, like, I've done a lot of that work, I've done a lot of therapy, I have my quirks, I have the things I'm working through, but I have never done living a new lifestyle versus talking about a different lifestyle. Like, I feel like I'm learning how to ride a bike for the first time. People are like, like, organize this in routines. And I'm like, but how? My life has been so dysfunctional. And,
Mm.
you throw in divorce and you throw in all these other things that just make your life survival. We're ready to move out of survival into thriving.
Uh,
And it's like, this is just the first baby steps to like a whole new lifestyle of me being a still stay at home mother with 5 children and a working single mom. I'm working, going to school, like going to school is a job, kind
mhm.
of.
It is, not even kind of. That is. So with this, I think what I'm hearing is we're almost gonna be doing fall prep now.
Yeah.
We're getting into certain routines personally and as a
Yeah.
family that will set us up to adjust better to that and
Yeah.
also to this new phase of our lives together, to leave
Yeah.
survival times behind and to move into stability times.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. And
From
I've
survival
realized,
to stability. There's our
yeah,
title.
and I know that, like, I am a huge hurdle of that, of my own. I wanna blame my kids for all of it and be like, "Oh my gosh, they're so unorganized and they just can't function." I'm like, "No, really, I am the problem," and I finally really realizing and willing to recognize that I have not modeled good habits for
Mhm.
them either. I feel like if the home is gonna be successful, like, I really have to focus on,
Mhm.
like, I have to be successful, and that feels scary.
Well, I'm glad you're going there because my gut is kind of going that same direction that I think as necessary as it will be to do the whole family kind of routines and systems, it seems like you need to do something for yourself first as you work towards the other prep for the
Yeah.
fall as a family.
Yeah. I had a friend say that, "You have to model excellence," and I'm like, "But I don't know how."
Well, excellence is a pretty weighty word. Maybe
Well,
we can
yes, but,
say
like,
like proficiency, consistency in the way that I teach it.
yeah, and I know that's really lofty for her to cut that down, like, I have to be the example,
Hmm.
and I don't feel like that was modeled well for me, and so I'm like, "Okay, will you show me?" Like, I was like, "Will you
Yeah.
do that?" Because I feel like I've always put everyone else first, and I get ready last. When we were at the retreat with the SAM program, you were like we were talking about, like, baseline habits, and you were like, "Well, what's a baseline habit?" Because 'Cause I'm like, "I wanna wake up and get dressed and do all these things," right? And you're like, "What's the baseline?" I'm like, "Brush my hair."
Hmm.
I don't know. Like, that for me, like, basic things seem really complicated,
Hmm.
but I think I'm trying to overcomplicate things often.
Well, and I don't think it's just a you problem, to be fair, because that's how often we translate the ways we've been taught to do this in the past, where it is complicated. So it's just simple, do this and start tomorrow. Where, as you learned, it's like a 12-point routine. It's
Yeah,
not simple, but we're going to break that down. I also want to tell you, I do want to get some clarity on as a family what you're like, okay,
yeah,
here are some routines and systems I do know we need to figure out. And not so like we figure them all out, but just so you have them written down. Like we need a morning routine, we need like a
yeah,
meal prep routine or a meal plan routine or like something like that. So we'll just at least have a blueprint
yeah,
of things are going to start checking off with time. But let's start with you.
okay,
And I want you to do a little bit of forecasting here.
okay,
And I want you to imagine it's now fall,
okay,
your kids are back in school, you are starting school full time,
mhm.
and there's a big adjustment there. How do you want to feel during that time?
I want to feel calm and present. I want to feel ready. I just wanna feel, like, prepared for the day.
Okay. Okay. So we're going to go two directions to kind of flesh out what
Mhm.
we're going to go with. Okay. What actual habit/routine we're going to work on. First, I want you to brainstorm what possible habits and or routines would make you feel calm, present, and prepared for the day.
I think definitely, like, getting a good night's sleep and waking up rested. Um, like, getting up before my kids and I'm sorry, this probably is just gonna be, like, a word vomit, but, like, you gotta help like, you're gonna help me, like,
I
dissect
will. Yeah.
because I'm
Vomit
like
away.
I think my status is, like, way up here. Like, what I want is, like, way up here, and, like, I'm way down here right now, and I gotta, like, work my way up, you know? But just, like, I wanna be awake. I wanna just, like, have, time to have meditated and prayed or just like center myself before the day begins, before you have to like start checking the boxes. A routine for me, whether that's reading, praying, meditating, yoga, like whatever it is, just to kind of help me just be centered. And I obviously want to be dressed and like ready to walk out the door.
Yeah. Okay. No, this is good. We actually do start with the end vision in mind,
Okay.
like the full package of what you
Like, I
want.
just wanna be like, a lot of times I recognized that I have, like, a distortion of optimism, like, I think I can get ready way faster than reality, and I, like, wait like, I'll do everything first, and then I'll put me last. I've noticed this is a habit as I've, like, been observing, like, "Why is this not working?" It's, like, because I'm getting ready last. I make sure everyone else is ready, breakfast is made, everything's ready, and then my kids are like, "Okay, let's go," and I'm thinking, "Oh, it's just gonna take me 3 minutes to get ready." And it takes me 10 or 15 minutes to get ready, and then we're late. And that's how I've done it my whole life is everyone else is ready, and then I'm last. And that's a huge problem. And
Okay.
anyways, it feels really hard fixing that.
It's symbolic, isn't it?
Yeah,
And you've said that a few times. I'm last. I'm
yeah.
last. Okay.
And so I've realized that that has been my past, and I've done a lot of, coaching and therapy and stuff and thought work around that. And I'm ready for that to shift. But even this sounds silly, and I'm gonna get a little bit emotional, but, like, we talked a little bit about baseline habit and just even me waking up in the morning. I know we talked about I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna wake up in the morning, I'm gonna get dressed, I'm gonna exercise, I'm gonna do all these things." You're like, "Baseline." And I'm like, "Get dressed." And then I was like, "No, no, no. Even baseline before that is just brushing my hair."
Mhm.
And that I have been doing that for a couple of weeks,
Mhm.
and that has been really uncomfortably awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why?
almost, like because and I know that and I recognize that, but, like, not just knowing it, but, like, living it out
Mm.
has been I didn't think it would be so crazy that brushing my hair is, like, the greatest act of love to myself. I'm gonna brush my hair because I matter too. That sounds so silly, but it's so real.
Well, I think like you, Amy, the old me would have thought that sounds different or silly, but the real me now
Yeah,
and the present you now, like we know that it's not only symbolic,
yeah,
it's also practically helpful too to be in that habit, right? Of
yeah,
taking care of you.
yeah.
Even that simple way is not simple. It's not.
It's not and that feels so hard, and I didn't think in my head, I'm thinking, "Oh, I wanna do all these wonderful things way up here." But it starts with brushing my hair, and that I don't even know, like, internally, it's really hard to describe, like, what that has done for me. I mean, I think I kind of said that, but just, like, maybe a little bit, but it's given me the momentum to be like, "Okay, I can do my makeup."
This is what we didn't get into as much with the workshop that I taught at that
Yeah,
retreat is that these baselines have power in and of themselves, which you just exemplified for us. Even
yeah,
that simple baseline of brushing your hair had practical, helpful benefits, but deeper ones. But also, it creates momentum.
yeah,
And a momentum wave is something we can catch and ride. So we can do a
yeah.
little more or a lot more.
But,
So
like,
that's how,
even if I just brush my hair, it's okay if I don't get my makeup done because at
yes,
least
it
my
is.
hair is done,
Yes.
you
Okay.
know?
That's
Like
why I think it's so you have already a great baseline. And now you've also been able to prove your old self wrong. That
yeah,
self that's like, but that's nothing or that's not the whole thing I want. Um so I think what we're getting at here is when you're already practicing this, which is great. But we got to get clarity on how to maybe build on that.
yeah. Yeah, because there's this internal resistance in me, and I'm a brainstormer. I think that's one of my superpowers. Like, I have really good ideas, I have really good direction, I have clear vision of where I wanna go, but making it happen, I still think that there's even though, like, I am brushing my hair and doing some of these things like that, there's something internally still that's just, like, really stuck that's just like, "Yeah, I don't really wanna do that." Like, I avoid it.
Mhm.
There's something in me that's still, like, pushing it away. I don't really wanna get ready.
Mhm. Yeah, maybe because it feels like another responsibility.
Yeah,
And
it
maybe
like
there's some attached stress to it because of your past experiences of getting ready and it always being stressful.
yeah, I think so, probably, and I just feel like if I wanna be calm and present and ready for the day, like, I know that getting dressed is, like, super crucial to but there's this internal resistance that just is like, "Yeah, we don't really want it."
Okay, so this is actually really, really helpful. So even though we started with a bit of a longer list of the ideal vision you're working towards, which are not just, it's many routines. It's not just one thing,
Yeah,
it's
it
many
really
routines.
is, yeah.
Okay, which is good. We know bigger picture what you're going to be working towards throughout the summer, but also into the fall. That's actually realistically what's going to happen is you're working towards the ideal. But I think we're narrowing in on getting ready is the thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Because out of all of these things, getting ready is what will help you most consistently feel calm and present and prepared for the day. The other things
Yeah.
will help too, but that
Mhm.
one matters.
Internally, I know that that is so true to me, yeah, and it's, like, hitting me with so much resistance at the same time, like, all of my
Okay.
inner parts just wanna fight against that. It's so hard right now.
So that's actually what's next for us. We're going to talk through the obstacles. What is getting in the way of you prioritizing or having the time to get ready? And we've already written a couple down. You have the internal resistance. You do everything else first. So all your other responsibilities are like urgent, it sounds like. Um, what else?
Well, and maybe they're urgent or maybe, you know, I realize that sometimes I'm a little bit avoidant in, like, wanting to actually just do the thing, and so, like, I'll find other ways to make myself busy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I don't have to go change my load of laundry over, and the dishwasher doesn't need unloaded, but I'll go do them over getting ready for the day.
Hmm. Why is that? Why is that avoidant to you in terms of what I'm trying to say is I think you're right. I think you're cueing into it being an avoidant behavior. But what I wanted to understand is what you're avoiding.
I don't know. And maybe that's silly that I don't know.
It's not,
Like, I think
but let's also stick with it for a
I
bit.
think also for some reason it just doesn't feel right to me to be like, "Well, you know what? It actually feels selfish."
Oh, yeah. That's honestly would have been my guess.
It feels selfish, and that makes me
Mm,
cry to say that out loud. It feels selfish to wake up and get ready and feel beautiful and dress for the day instead of caring for my family.
uh-huh. Well, I pressured you on that because it seems like all the other tasks you are doing are not fun ones.
No,
They're
it's not like
responsibility driven, which is not bad either.
yeah,
But in many ways, what you've learned about yourself and what point you were at in your life is recognizing that you matter too.
and I think
And
that's why brushing my hair was such a big deal.
I do too. Okay, let's lean into the avoidance though a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything else there. It doesn't feel right. I feel selfish.
The thing that's just coming to mind is I want my family to be successful. So I feel like if I can do things like unloading the dishwasher or you taking care of the home, I think in my mind that if I can set that up, that my kids can get up, get ready on their own, start eating breakfast, and then I can like go back and then get ready while they're getting ready or eating breakfast. But that's never worked. I keep telling myself that that's going to work. And I keep doing that over and over, thinking it's going to work.
What happens when you try that?
Well, I just am needed more. Like, I just feel like, you know, I need to be present with my kids. Like, I can't just feed them and walk away. Somehow just creates more chaos. Or
Yeah,
I
okay.
feed them and then I'm like, oh, I need to clean up breakfast now.
Yeah, you kind of get your
I
own
get
momentum
sucked in.
wave
I
with
get
like,
sucked in.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, oh, and that needs done too. And that needs done too. Oh, and do you have your backpack? And oh, you don't have your clothes. So let me go put your clothes in the laundry.
it's like give a mouse a cookie, but
Yes,
home
it really
responsibility wise.
is. It is such and then I go, "Oh, I was supposed to be getting ready and 30 minutes has gone by." And I think that's where somewhere that positive optimism, like, I think, "Oh, I can just hurry and get this done really quick, and then I can hurry and get it ready, and we're still
Yeah.
late." Or
Mhm.
not even late, but just, like, even if we have nowhere to go.
It's just
But
stressful.
it just
It's
feels
the rush.
stressful. It
Yeah.
just feels stressful. It does not it's the opposite of the calm present that I want.
So the avoidant behavior, at first glance, it just looked like you were just getting things done. But more deeply, it's reflecting the fears you have of being selfish. It also reflects this paradigm inside of you. It's an either or paradigm. Either I care for everybody else, or I care for myself and nobody else gets taken care of. That's the either or paradigm in your head.
Yeah.
And I think logically that's not true. It's not an
Right.
either or, it's an and, it's a both.
Yeah.
But what has to happen, and this is something you already identified in yourself, believing it is really good and really important. But
Yeah.
acting it out is now what you're ready for, to
Right.
challenge it,
The doing part. Yeah.
to challenge these deeper paradigms you're ready to let go of, fears, meanings. You're like, no, it's not. It's not selfish. I do matter. Even in brushing my hair,
Yeah.
I'm showing myself I do matter.
Yeah.
We mistakenly believe that a good mom equates a martyr mom. But all this does is create worn out moms who find more resentment than fulfillment in motherhood. It is good to want more. Moms who have more in their lives have more to give from, more energy, more fun, more love, because they are more themselves. If this is appealing to you, I want to invite you to my first inaugural More for Moms conference. It's a free 7-day conference I'm hosting for moms who are ready for more in their lives, more in their happiness, habits, health, home, and hobbies. And you guys are getting the first dibs. You can go to aboutprogress.com/more for moms to check out what I have been working on for several months, including the 25 high caliber speakers that we are hosting for this 7-day event. Each world-class speaker will teach deep and practical ways for mothers to access more fulfillment, joy, and progress in their lives. And this shift matters not only because it helps enrich their families, but because each woman is a person in her own right and worthy of more. It's time for you to lean into more. Go to aboutprogress.com/more for moms. I cannot wait to have you part of the conference.
And one phrase that is really stuck out with me, and it came from Rachel Nielsen's podcast or maybe through the Sandwich program, is she said, I don't remember where, but she just said, I'm a person too.
Mm,
And I've been
yeah.
saying that to my kids. Like my kids will be like, hey, mom, can you get up from your dinner and get me a glass of water or a fork or a spoon? And I just say, I'm sitting down and eating my dinner because I'm a person too. And you can get up because you have two legs and you're 14 and you can get your own fork. But, like,
Yeah.
I just they're also used to a mom that got up and got them, and I end up
Mhm.
standing up at the counter and just eating my dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I never sat down. And so they're
This
used to that mom too, and so I'm like, "Oh, I'm a person too." And my kids are like, "What?" "Yeah, you are a person too."
So it seems like
Yeah,
this is a
that
shift not only you're ready to make, but your family. Because there are seasons, of course, like you can't say to a toddler or a young child, no, just give yourself your own bath and put yourself to bed because I'm tired.
right.
But you're at a different stage and
Yeah,
you're
and I
you're
still have littles at
grateful.
home that are very
Yes.
demanding in that way, but I have
Yeah.
older kids too who can say I can say, "Yeah, you know what? I'm a person too." Like, I get
Yes. Well, so what I'm trying to emphasize here is that either or paradigm, it serves a purpose in certain seasons of motherhood, right?
Yeah,
Because it is the facts, it's the circumstances.
yeah,
But as time goes on and as our lives evolve too, and maybe our support changes,
mhm,
we are able to make it more of an and a both paradigm instead. And that's what we're shifting you towards. So here's what I'm thinking. I, we can own that circumstantially. The other scenario of maybe like getting them set up, which sound really good. Like I would totally say with another, like maybe the first time we'd ever coached on this, maybe if you hadn't already tried this yet, I would say, why not, set them up and then try getting ready and then coming back to the home. But it sounds like that's not working. So we know circumstantially that doesn't work. We also know circumstantially you waiting till the end isn't working.
yeah,
So we know logically it does need to happen first.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So let's figure out what this can look like starting tomorrow.
yeah,
What can it look like for you to get ready first before you head into your day? And the other things can come with time. Like maybe eventually you get up and you do a yoga routine. So
Right.
you're not going to get ready first, but you're going to get ready right after yoga because maybe now you're also working on your sleep so you can get up a little bit earlier because you go to bed a little earlier. So there is going to be a good give a mouse a cookie that way too.
Yeah.
But in this moment, how can we know I'm going to, and this is all symbolic too, I'm going to prioritize myself at the beginning of the day so
Mhm.
that I can show up for everything else. What's
Mhm.
to follow, whether that turns into meditation and yoga and reading and showering and like a full getting ready and going to bed earlier too. But for now, what can that look like?
Um, I think one part of that, the first thing that comes to my mind is like I should set out what I'm gonna wear the night before because I get maybe this sounds silly, I get like decision overwhelm
That
of
doesn't
like
sound silly.
all the clothes in my closet. Like I have, and I'm gonna just brag on myself for just a minute. I have some really cute clothes that I really, really love. And I'm like, do I want to wear that shirt that I love or that shirt that I love? I'm like, I don't really know. I really love all of the clothes in my closet. It's like a Cheesecake Factory menu. Like there's just too many good things. Yeah. And I get overwhelmed deciding what I wanna wear.
So I think you can do two habits at once for this. I think you can say the night before I choose what I'm going to wear, like when I brush my teeth, then I
Yeah,
choose what I'm going to wear for the next day.
yeah,
That's habit stacking is what we did there. I'm imagining
okay,
you brush your teeth or
I
do
do
something with
every
your
night.
face every night. So that's when you can look through your closet while you're brushing and pull out a shirt even.
Yeah,
It'd be your baseline. Or maybe you're
yeah,
a pants girl. Like if you go I always go for shirts first. I know other people go for pants first. So maybe you just go with whatever you go with first. And
yeah,
that's, you know. So
okay,
that's the night habit.
yeah,
The morning habit for now, again,
uh
the ideals will come with time. But for now, it sounds like you wake up, then paint the picture. What would it look like for you to put this first?
Usually I wake up and I go straight to the bathroom and, just, and then I go back to my room and I'll make my bed, um, because I just moved, I have the most pretty throw pillows on my bed, and they're so pretty, and so I
Oh,
love
great.
seeing them all decorated, and
Yeah.
so right now, I'm on the pretty home decoration train, and, so it just looks pretty for me to make my bed right away.
Would that be a good place for you to then attach getting dressed and brushing your hair and getting
Yeah,
ready?
yeah,
Could you have your clothes set out next to your bed
I could do that.
to just, this is called lowering the hurdles
Yeah, I
to
feel
just
like
make
I
it a
need, like,
little bit easier.
basic. Yeah, I think I could set out my clothes on the end of my bed and have them there for when I make my bed, and then it would
Yeah.
actually make my bed look pretty if I put my clothes on.
Yes. That's great. Okay. I love this. Okay. So we're going to say, when I'm done making my bed, then I'll get dressed.
Yeah.
And as part of that, we also know you can brush your hair. If it's a
Right,
day where all you do is brush your hair, brush your teeth, and that's still you're getting ready, that's it,
right.
then that's getting ready. But maybe more ideally, what would you want that to entail getting ready?
Okay, on an ideal day, just, like, getting up, going to the bathroom, making my bed, getting dressed, doing my hair and makeup.
Great. Okay. And the baseline version now sounds like getting dressed and brushing your hair.
Yeah,
Okay. So now we're ready to build on your baseline, is what we're doing. That's the
okay.
other thing we didn't really get to get into too much in the workshop. Your baselines build.
Yeah.
So what your old baselines are allowed to grow too. So what
Mhm.
you can do on your worst of day will be a little bigger in a couple months and then a lot bigger in a year
Yeah,
or two than even your initial baseline.
yeah. Well, and this might be sound silly, but, like, I always I really actually hate getting wet, and so taking a shower for me is, like, a choice.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it's a good choice
Yeah.
because, but, like, I have to plan when I shower because I just am like, I don't like getting wet, I don't like getting my hair wet, and
When does
so
that tend to be best for you then?
sometimes I'll shower at night.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I shower, but, and this maybe sounds silly, but, like, because I have this idea that I wanna work out, I won't shower because I think I might work out.
Yeah.
And so I'm not showering and then I'll be like, "Well, then I would really actually need a shower," so that actually is delayed. So, I think I'm thinking too big scale, like, I think, "Well, I don't wanna shower and then get sweaty and then shower again." So, like,
Yeah.
I try to think, how many less I don't wanna shower, get ready, then work out later in the day and shower twice in a day. That sounds horrible to me.
No, I think that's honestly not just for you. I think that's how most people work. That way I don't wanna shower twice a day for sure. I know some people do that. I'm like, "How do you guys do that?" But no. So I think, okay, so this is where we're working with where we're at,
And so I
right?
think that's been a big hang up for me because I think,
Yes.
"Oh, well, I'm going to do these big habits, right? I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
ready, and I'm gonna do all that, and then I'm gonna shower and get dressed and get ready." But I'm not. And
Yeah.
so I put off. I mean, that's probably if we backed up, I think that's probably another reason why I'm not getting ready.
I do too. Okay. So this is where we're going to challenge these old paradigms again. Like we did the internal ones about either or, but also these paradigms of I have to shower and I can't shower until I work out, and I can't work out until I get up earlier. And then, so instead, we're going to reverse that. We're going to start where we are, which
Yeah.
is both symbolic, meaning deep, and practical, and prioritizing the habit that will help the most in making these feelings happen of being calm, present, and prepared. And
Yeah.
we're going to prioritize getting ready now,
Right.
and the other things will come with time. And
Mm.
when you're ready to work on those other things, and it sounds like you're going to actually have to work on your nighttime routine,
Yeah.
getting to bed earlier so you
Yeah.
can wake up earlier and then
Yeah.
start exercising. Okay. So we kind of have a bigger picture now, though, of where you're
Yeah.
headed.
I think I have a pretty good bedtime routine for me.
Awesome.
Um, and I and I don't wanna throw my kids under the bus, but I feel like my kids never wanna go to sleep.
Yeah. 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 And that
And
may
so
be,
that's been I'm also trying to give myself a lot of grace that we just moved, but I used to have the habit of being in bed by 9 to 10
wow,
o'clock
that's amazing.
and getting up around, around 6 and doing stuff, but even then I was still putting off getting ready.
Okay.
And so I think that's been a bad thing, but anyways, once we get settled back in, I think I can slip back into that habit.
I do too. And whenever we have an adjustment like this, like something that really is almost like, the penny on the the train tracks where it just like throws everything off for a bit. Just imagine that train just doing a big arc and everything
Yeah,
kind of getting thrown around in there, but it's going to land back on the tracks. You're going to
yeah,
be able to get back into that. And that's when we can build. That's when we can build backwards, and maybe starting with a little yoga or stretching or like a 7-minute workout as your baseline. Okay.
right,
Um,
something really
and then moving into shower and then getting ready.
yeah, but I see what you mean by, like, I need to get just getting ready because that's been my biggest hurdle is getting ready regardless, like and, like,
Regardless.
I
Yeah.
was getting up earlier and I was doing things, and I would still wait till 10 o'clock in the morning or 1 in the afternoon to get ready, like
And it just doesn't, it makes those feelings,
yeah,
opposite feelings of what you want. So, okay, we know where you're starting. We know where you're now headed to
okay,
yourself. Let's talk about two things a little bit more quickly than I would
yeah,
normally like. But the
okay,
first is the resistance piece,
yeah,
because I want to honor that that's a genuine obstacle to getting ready. I think we have to, big picture, add some no wonder to this. Like, no wonder why you resist getting ready because in the past, it's always been stressful.
yeah,
Okay. It's had deeper meaning too about a story you were telling yourself
yeah,
about what it meant about you as a
mm,
mom, that maybe
mhm,
you were selfish. Okay. The only way we can challenge those things is in the doing. And this is where I want you to just do the baseline for a couple days to maybe a
mhm,
week or two
mhm,
so we can lower the hurdle, the resistance hurdle, by just
mhm,
making it so, so simple right now.
yeah,
Not going to be worrying about makeup or even doing the hair. It's just getting ready and brushing.
mhm,
That's it. Just do the baseline so you can train your brain. This isn't scary.
mhm,
It's okay. See, look, I have still plenty of time or enough time
mhm,
to do the other things now. I matter. I'm a person too. Okay, let's train that. Another thing you can do about the resistance is you can add more feel good feelings to what you're doing.
mhm,
So maybe you play a podcast while you get ready that you love. Like for me, it'd be like a pop culture podcast that I save for certain things I like to resist.
mhm,
Okay. Or some music that starts your day off right, or a candle, or, there's other ways to add in that kind of feel good feeling, even if
mhm,
it's just like
mhm,
the night before, I choose something I know I'm gonna love to wear.
Mhm.
So even your brain's like, "Ooh, I do want that."
Yeah.
Okay. So those are some ways we can move through the resistance.
Yeah.
Is one is challenging it, but in a gentle way
Yeah.
and adding more fun, pleasure kind of to it.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. And the other big thing I want to make sure we hit on too is the family systems. We know what
Mhm.
you are going to gradually work up to, which sounds like a more full, like a fuller morning routine. What are some things you want to make sure you're aware of and working towards as a family with time?
I think I want, like, my kids to do the same. Like, I want my kids to be up, ready, beds made, ready to go out the door, like, ready, just ready to go. And it's
Okay.
interesting. And the epiphany is just hitting me right now that my kids wait to getting ready till the last minute also because I've modeled. Like, it just hit me right now that, like, I'll be like, why are you not dressed?
Got it.
We're leaving.
Okay, so dressed first. And this
And
is something I've had to do, Amy, with my ADHD kiddos. I have quite a few in my family. They're not even allowed to sit down. This sounds mean, but I don't say it mean. They're if they come up from the basement where their rooms are and they're in their pajamas, they're sent
yeah.
back down to get dressed first. They're only allowed to be upstairs if they are dressed
Yeah.
because of that same problem.
And I think
Okay.
and I'm literally just realizing right now, maybe that sounds so silly that I'm just having this awareness right now, but my kids are doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, and I think most kids are just ready to eat. They're just like,
Right.
let me go and eat. So maybe that's just the first thing you need to work on then.
Yeah.
For breakfast, everyone before you come out of your room,
Yeah.
dressed. Maybe with time it can be bed made, dressed, and then you're allowed to sit down and have breakfast.
Yeah.
And then you can enforce that first. Okay, so getting ready actually is a big one for your family. Are there other ones that you just want to have on the horizon for you that you're going to work towards that will make things
Yeah,
easier?
I think that getting ready for the day is just gonna be super huge, because we all have different like, I've got, I imagine, parents that do this too, like, have to work at a certain time. We can't be late out the door. I have class. I have to drop my kid off at daycare. We can't be late, like,
Yeah.
and so that has actually been causing me a ton of stress, being like, "I am the latest person in the world, and now we can't be late. We actually have a deadlines that matter," you know? Um, and so that's causing me stress, but, coming home from school and just, like, not letting the after school routine, just not letting everything just kind of go to crap. I know that, like, in my head, I know that successful next day starts with the successful night before. I know that, but implementing that, I think, is gonna be huge, to having, like, a nice bedtime routine so
Okay.
that we can set up to do this all over again the next day.
Sure. Okay. So those are things on the horizon
Yeah.
for you to have that curiosity about and to explore. And I would encourage you to do it in the way we just did. To think about the feelings first, then to
Mhm.
kind of brainstorm some possible habits and or routines or
Mhm.
what even a possible routine could look like.
Yeah.
Because you can do that too. If you're like, oh, I know for sure we need to work on a bedtime routine. Well, what would an ideal bedtime routine look like to help you feel the
Mm.
feelings you want to at bedtime?
Uh-huh.
And then to think through the obstacles and then
Mm.
to work with them instead of against them to design
Yeah.
the ideal version of what you want it to be, but how you're
Mhm.
going to start.
Yeah. And that's just like baseline stuff. I think,
Yeah.
sometimes that I'm super mom and I'm like, I want to have all the lunches made and I want to have all these amazing meal preps. And it's
Yeah.
just like, but I can't even get dressed in the morning. And not that I'm not necessarily not successful as other things, but I think sometimes just the daily routines of life and weeks and all the things you have to take care of as a mom. And then being a single mom and all of that, like I'm
Mhm.
doing it all by myself. And so it's like, I think that the structure and the routines is gonna be what helps sustain us, but
Okay.
also it's been the Achilles heel.
So I'll give you one more bit of wisdom then before we
Yeah.
go. Because a temptation is to feel like your whole day has to be system, routine, habit driven, like minute by minute. There's one. And really, I want you to think of it more as touch points.
Mhm.
There's just different touch points of the day that are more structured, that there's systems
Mm.
and routines in place because they provide the stability that you
What
need to have the flexibility your family demands.
right.
Okay. And that's what I want you to be thinking of. The target here is to not be a perfect robot. The target is to be a thriving, fulfilled, and stable household.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's more about touch points so that you can have an actual life.
Yes, we need a lot of flexibility, yeah,
Yeah.
and I love touch points. Just that feels so simple, yet my brain wants to overcomplicate it, and I think that's the most complicated part of it is, like, simplifying it.
hmm And this is where also you get to choose. So,
Yeah.
of all the things, which is either the easiest way to start, you can go with the easiest way. Like, what's the easiest system we can work on as a family or routine? Or what is the most important? It doesn't always have to be the most important. It doesn't always have to be the easiest, but you can choose. Because as you are doing this, you're not only rewiring the way your family is functioning and you too, you're rewiring the way you see yourself. And that's where we're going to go back to why that hairbrushing moment matters.
Mhm.
Because it's not just about brushing your hair,
Yeah.
it's about showing yourself that you matter. And it's going to be the same with everything else. Okay. So
Yeah.
remember, that's the big picture. It's not about being a robot, it's
Yeah.
about being fulfilled. And that can happen over time and with these small things that do matter.
As you say that, I believe it. I feel like those words, I'm just soaking them in like a sponge. And I believe and I want to prove what you're saying is right to myself that these will build. And it maybe seems really small to just be brushing my hair, but these are going to build and I can get there. It sounds and feels so much more attainable and to go off of touch points and basic stuff.
Mm,
And if I don't do anything else on my worst day, at least I brushed my hair.
There you go. And that's still your original baseline no matter what. You can always come back to that. Even though
Yeah.
we're talking about building your baseline up a bit, you can still at the end of the worst of days go back to that because it will always be there for you.
Yeah.
Okay, Amy, this has been so applicable to all of us, me included. What do you want to make sure you take away from this call?
I think the biggest thing that I want to take away from this is just really believing and acting out that belief that I'm a person and I matter too. I think that belief will be the baseline for all the things that I choose to do.
hmm That's huge. You're not alone in feeling like you want all the things, but maybe you just don't have the experience of having them. But just remember, you didn't fail. The methods you followed failed you. You're doing
Mm,
things differently now. Things will change. You can change. It will get better. You're just doing things differently now. And I
mm,
have every hope in you. And I really want you to reach out to me and give me updates on how things are
yeah,
going. I'd love to hear from you. And good luck. You got this.
thank you. Thank you so much. That means just the world. It's been such a pleasure talking with you. And I feel so good about what we talked about today.
Thank you. Okay, you did it. You're done. Great job. I hope this episode gave you the hug and kick of the pants you need to grow. I'll now share those progress pointers. These are the notes I take so you don't have to, and those in my newsletter get them in a graphic form each week. What I share here is a simplified version. The graphic form is a little bit more detailed. When life changes require you to change, number 1, start with something small but consistent. Number 2, build routines about how you want to feel. Number 3, you don't need to do it all at once. Number 4, you are allowed to matter too. And number 5, resistance is part of the process. Speaking with Amy really was a gift when she talked about how meaningful that brand new habit of brushing her hair had already been for her. I mean, I truly got chills, and I'm going to remember that for a very, very long time. To me, it speaks to the power of putting ourselves on the list in very small ways. And I would invite you to do that with the More for Moms conference that is coming up very soon. Right now, our community is the only one who has access to sign up. It's free. This is a 5-day conference with 5 speakers a day that will help moms find more in their happiness, habits, health, home, and hobbies. You can sign up at aboutprogress.com/moreformoms. This podcast is listener supported. Members of the Supporters Club make my work with About Progress free and available to all. And in return, they get access to 3 levels of exclusive benefits from more time to more content with me, including my private premium, always ad-free podcast, More Personal, where I lean into the personal side of personal development. This month, we've been exploring MLMs. My podcast manager, Taylor, and I did a casual convo on it, and I'm doing a deep dive on it as well. You can sign up for the Supporters Club by going to aboutprogress.com/support. And you can always support the show for free. One of the things you can do right now is just share the show with a friend. That is so helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Now go and do something with what you learned today. Let me write a couple notes really quick. This is where you're going to hear I cut out all the airtime here of me just scratching down a few things.